Yeah, I just don't think that, he's talking about guys that are put in. Coach said backups are backups for a reason. And I think maybe the most glaring area I thought were some of the pass catchers for Dallas. Because when things were protected with backup tackles and Dak delivered a throw, I didn't think guys really, made plays for their quarterback for much of the game. I mean, multiple drops by Gallup. You had Zeke have a drop in the red zone. And I think that when that happens, you get out of a rhythm offensively. They had some penalties that hurt them. And so, yeah, I think there was a lot that is going wrong. Now, I don't think you need to press the panic button. I mean, you hear Jason Garrett talk, and he sounds like a coach that's lost a couple of games in a row. I mean, he sounds beat down because that's what it does to you when you lose games in the NFL. But, if they get, if Cooper is back healthy and they get their, Lael Collins and they get Tyron Smith back and they get to a point where they're playing, closer to full strength, I think they'll be a much more competitive football team.
Yeah, and let's not forget, this came down to a failed two-point conversion to go to overtime. Yeah. And that's the National Football League. I was laughing earlier today with Richard Sherman talking about, they hadn't beat anybody, talking about the 49ers. Mm-hmm. And look, let me tell you something. Everybody's good in this league. There are no cupcakes. So you got to come ready to play, and it's not easy. And that's a good football team when they get healthy. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. How about the Cowboys? See y'all tomorrow.
They have each weekend for the past 4 months. Pro-democracy protesters took to the streets of Hong Kong with a message
The Jets.
to reverberate all the way to Beijing. CBS News foreign correspondent
I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
for 60 minutes has been inside the crowds where hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions,
Injuries,
have joined
penalties,
demonstrations.
defense, coaching. But I'm not worried about the quarterback. I'm worried that a man who fired Tom Landry as his first order of business stuck with Jason Garrett for a decade.
First, a little did you know the Cowboys loss today marks the first time they've lost to a team that entered 0-4 or worse since 1999 when they lost to the Eagles in Week 5. Zeke talked about it next week being a must-win situation. I know we throw must-wins out a lot, but do you think it's that desperate right now, a must-win for them next week?
Well, I think it's way too early. We're not even through halftime yet. And, you don't look at that as far as a game, so you don't look at that way as far as a season. Now, it's going to be a big game for both teams. It's a division opponent, and their opponent's is 3-3. So it is a huge game because you get above the 50 mark. As far as 4-3 sounds way better than 3-4.
That it does.
So it's an important game, I'll say that.
Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Coach. They're all important. And, in every team, and I don't think that fans necessarily realize this. Maybe they do. But until you are mathematically eliminated, there is hope in a locker room. It just is the reality. It's just that's what it's like in a locker room. Until the math just doesn't work, then all of a sudden guys, start packing up the U-Hauls. Okay. So, to say, 3-4 and now all of a sudden, hey, that was a must win, it's over. It's just way too soon to do that. Now, that'll be a big game. I mean, it's a big game if it was, if it were week 1 or week 17. It's a big game if it's at 1 o'clock or it's on Sunday Night Football. But I think the fact that it's going to be the last game on Sunday, both teams are in the position that they're in. Both teams are coming off of games where they could have easily played better and should have played better. Yeah, everyone will be ratcheted way up for that one.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.